Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Review. My name is David T. Allen, or Super Dave 817 if you would like. If you want to see more of this content, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Street Fighter 2 day review. This is our first episode of the Street Fighter 2 day review, and we're going to just go kind of a little bit of an overview of Street Fighter and a little bit of what the history of Street Fighter is, really briefly show a few of the figures that we've already opened up and checked out, and talk about those characters and stuff like that. And then each episode going forward, we're going to talk about a new character and some of the history of those characters and their figures and so on and so forth. Because there's a lot of information about Street Fighter. There's a new movie coming out. There's several different animated series. Obviously, lots of video games and comic books and things like that. So there's a lot to cover with Street Fighter. So this series is going to just focus on Street Fighter information going forward, and it'll be Street Fighter Tuesdays. And I appreciate everybody in the chat joining me. I am David Allen, or if you like, Super Dave. So Gunpowder Nitro, what's good? Not much. How are you? Thanks for joining me. 610 Yojo Daddy, what's up, Dave? Big Lob just hit my porch. Gonna be a fun afternoon. Big Lob is a really cool figure. Yeah, I got him a couple days ago. He's fun. And then everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. So at some point, I'm going to make a video, a bumper for the beginning of this. I haven't yet. I have like an outside video type thing to put on the front of it when I'm finished with these, but I haven't done the bumper video like I do with all my other videos, so I'll work on that and get that ready to go. I should have did that before I did this, but it is what it is. So I wanted to go over a little bit of the history of Street Fighter. Street Fighter, the original video game, was created in 1987 by Capcom, but it was based on a film from the 1970s, a brutal kung fu movie, Street Fighter, by Sonny Shiba. Who was the actor in the movie. So it's based on that originally. And then they did the video game 1987, and then they did the second video game in the 90s, which was Street Fighter 2, which is a lot of what we're going to be covering, Street Fighter 2. And it became what was based on the hand-to-hand fighting competition type game in the 90s. There was thumbs up, Mike Gould. Thanks for joining us. Street Fighter was created by Takeshi Nishiyama and Nishimoto, were the two creators of the original Street Fighter video game in the 80s, 1987. Street Fighter had a connection to G.I. Joe in the 90s because they wanted the movie that they did in 1990s, early 90s, to resemble G.I. Joe. So the Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Raul Julia movie from the early 90s, they wanted to resemble more like the G.I. Joe, and it made sense that they would cross over G.I. Joe and Street Fighter and do a toy line. And so that's basically what we're going to be covering a lot of, is that toy line. There was another movie later in the 90s that had a lot of oddball characters and things like that, but they originally did a 1994 real serious animated feature film on the Street Fighter 2 game that came out in the 1994. But the animated video that came out in the late 90s was really not very didn't resemble Street Fighter that much. It had like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it had Spawn, and it had a whole bunch of odds and ends and that. It was just a weird video game that they did. Most of what we're focusing on is Street Fighter 2, the game from the early 90s, and the animated feature film and the characters therein, and what other media was related to that. Like they've done comic book series and stuff like that as well. Yo Joe Bros. Hey, Sean Jones, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. So, let's see. So those are all the basic notes about Street Fighter that should be able to explain what this is about. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of the background of the Hasbro and the characters and stuff like that as we go along. So I've already opened up my Ken figure, my Ryu figure, I should say. My Ryu figure, my Ken figures in special videos, anniversary videos. And I also opened up my M. Bison, who is the leader of Shadow Law or Shadow Lu, depending upon who you talk to and where the information comes from. So that was the character that Raul Julia played. And then Guile in the movies was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie. And then I also opened up Chun-Li already. And Fei Long. So I've opened up these four figures already. So as we go along, I will do deep dives into those characters. And there was a miniseries, a comic book miniseries in the early 90s by Malibu Comics. That was the very first comic book that they ever released of Street Fighter. It had 3 issues. And if you're wondering who that guy is, he's a Malibu Genesis character, Ferret. So there you go. So we'll go into that a little bit down the road, talk about those a little bit more. So let's go into some of these characters. Now, I was able to get my Hasbro figures. I want to make sure I have the first one. So, like I said, because of the movie, they wanted the Street Fighter film to be a lot like G.I. Joe. So it made sense that they would cross-merchandise it with G.I. Joe. So this is the vintage 1990s Street Fighter 2 Ryu figure. And they had larger cards, and they have the cross-sell just like the other G.I. Joes of the time, and file cards of the time as well. You can see all the figures that were going to be released in this line there on the back. You can see Ryu, Ken, Guile, Chun-Li, Blanca, M. Bison, E. Honda, and all the others. I don't know all their names off the top of my head. Dhalsim, Zangief, Vega, Balrog, and Zagat. So there was going to be 12 figures in the original line. And they also had 3 or 4 vehicles. And I have some of these vehicles that I'll be showcasing as we go along as well. Let's see. I think I have Ken in a bin still. Yeah. These are really cool. It's one of my favorite things that I got in the 90s of the G.I. Joe. I had to get this because I love the animated movie, and I love the the games as well. The Jean-Claude Van Damme movie is a little bit weird, but it's fine for what it is. It says on the package here includes 8 accessories, and it says it has a dragon punch, spring action dragon punch, martial arts action. It says Ryu, Shotokan Karate Fighter. Shotokan Karate Fighter. Capcom Street Fighter 2, the official video game characters, and a real American hero. So then we can go into the history of this a little bit. It says, the Capcom Street Fighter II World Warriors Tournament is underway. The best of the best and the meanest of the mean battle in the greatest martial arts conflict ever. The title of World's Toughest Fighter is at stake. Collect them all and let the battle begin. So there was a worldwide tournament that was created by M. Bison to try to eliminate all the world's best fighters. And he created that, let's see. And it was in 5 different countries. The tournament competition was. I like the Robot Chicken sketch where Ryu calls about Honda never showed to the match, and he finds out he's not fighting Honda. He's fighting a Honda recreating that bonus level. I gotcha. Universal Toy Collector. Hey, Dave, hoping you are keeping well. Thank you, Universal Toy Collector. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing very well. I look forward to our charity chat and fun stuff this weekend. Hi to the chat. Let's talk a little bit about that Universal Toy Collector since we got everybody on here in the chat. So our charity event stream is a 24-hour stream. It is this coming weekend, I believe the 7th of March, if I'm not mistaken, Universal Toy Collector. Me and a whole bunch of other people are going to be on there talking about G.I. Joe stuff for charity. And it involves helping out children, this charity does. So you want to put the information back in the chat, Universal Toy Collector. I think I got most of the information. I want to make sure people have the times because Universal Toy Collector is in England, so that the stream is starting from there, so it's 5 hours difference from my point of view, so it may be different times for you guys as well. So if you're trying to check that stream out, it's going to be at different points because it's starting in England, which is, like I said, 5 hours ahead of time. So the Universal Toy Collector, the charity is Give Kids the World Village. So that's the charity. And so I would appreciate if all you guys could check that out this weekend. It's on the 7th. Like I said, it's a 24-hour stream. We need to do the charity like the Cobrathon episode. Yeah, that'd be funny. But no, this is serious business. Starts at 3 p.m. UK time. So there you go. That's when it starts on, I believe, on Saturday the 7th. So there you go. That's all the information from Universal Toy Collector. So I'd appreciate it if you guys could all check that out. 3 p.m. UK time. So that would be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it might be time zones, a little time zones further back for everybody else. Bobby World, thanks for joining us in the chat. All right. So I'll try to remind everybody about that in every episode this week, Universal Toy Collector. Hopefully I won't forget. Over 100 people from the YouTube toy collecting community taking part. 16 panels over 24 hours. There you go. Wow. And I'm not sure who's going to be with me on mine, but I look forward to finding out. from Toy Collector, Universal Toy Collector. All right, so we're going to go into a little bit of Ryu's file card on this episode. Date of birth 7/21/1964, height 5'11", weight 230 pounds, blood type 0, nationality Japanese, fighting style Shotogan, karate, alignment good. It says, you must defeat my Dragon Punch to stand a chance. A student of Shotogan School of Karate, Ryu developed into a warrior. He has devoted his entire life to the perfection of his fighting skills and has forsaken everything else in his life. Ryu has no home, no friends, and no family. Instead, he wanders the globe seeking to test his skills against other fighters. Probably the strongest all-around fighter, Ryu claimed the title of Grand Champion after his narrow defeat of Sagat. Cool and calculating, Ryu is very patient in combat. When Ryu observes weakness, he moves quickly to dispatch his opponents with the awesome power of his Dragon Punch. Awesome attack moves include Dragon Punch, Hurricane Kick, 2-in-1 Fireball combo, Helicopter combo, Shoulder Throw, Axe Kick, Standing Uppercut, and Foot Sweep. There you go. And then it shows two of his two action maneuvers right there on the card. One of them is the foot sweep, and one of them is the I guess it's just the one, the foot sweep. So it shows two little clips of the foot sweep. There you go. So yeah, he's a really cool figure. I'm not sure who did the card art on this. It doesn't say. And Dan doesn't have all the Street Fighters in his book. So there you go. Pretty cool, right? Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. So then, so that's Ryu. Put him over there. And we opened up Ryu a while ago in one of our special episodes. Now these are the Jada exclusive detailed Street Fighter figures. They are in comparison to figures like the G.I. Joe Classified series. So I'm going to show you them in comparison to a regular Street Fighter figure or a classified figure. So they match up pretty well. There are slight differences because obviously he doesn't have shoes on and he doesn't have hats on, but they're pretty close. So that's one of the reasons why I got the Street Fighter figures from Jada, because I think they fit in really nicely with them. And he has lots of articulation points, the butterfly shoulders, the double pin knees, the double pin elbows there. He's got the foot rocker. He's got the thigh and calf articulation. He has the fist articulation. He does not have any wrist articulation, the secondary wrist articulation, which is, I think, the upper wrist articulation. He does have a ab crunch here. He's got the head articulation. He's got the wrist articulation and the crotch and leg articulation there. So he's got most of the same articulation points as classified figures. And then he has a lot of accessories that came with him as well. Let's see. I put them all in this little bin here so I can pull them out to show you guys and show you all the cool stuff that he comes with. So he came with this big fireball, this big blue fireball, and inside of it there's two hands. So it kind of mimics that maneuver that he does with his hands, where he puts his hands together and he creates this fireball. So they have the hands inside the fireball in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So it's a really cool effect that he came with. And he came with two additional heads, a grimacing head. No, I guess just one additional head. Just one additional head. And it's a grimacing face where he's really serious with that scowl to go along with his normal face. There. And then he also came with a set of hands, additional hands, fighting hands. There. And I think that's all of his parts. Everything else is other people in here. So there you go. So that's all the accessories that came with him. Two extra hands, his fireball, and his extra head. There. So then we did Ken. I think he was our next one. And he's got his red gi. And he's got all the same articulation points. He's got that normal head. He's a character that was from California. His father was a wealthy industrialist, and he wanted him to learn discipline and stuff like that. So he sent him to a training with a sensei in Japan, I believe. I'm blanking on the sensei's name, but he was sent to Japan to train and learn discipline and learn the ways of the world that way. But he's got all the same articulation points as Ryu, except he has the red and black gi and black belt. And Ryu had a black belt as well. So Ryu's, Ken's card is there. Every time I hear about Street Fighter, I think about that lady that was reviewing Mortal Kombat and talking about what a great game it is, but they left out Chun-Li. Oh boy. Wow. Okay, Bobby World. I have Chun-Li here, so we will be talking about her. So it says includes 8 accessories, and it includes the martial arts action double fireball fist spring action. So a lot of these molds are pulled from the G.I. Joe molds. Let's see. This is from one of the I think it's the not Shebang. Slice. I think it's the slice mold. So the Ryu is from the slice mold, and I think the Ken is from a Storm Shadow mold. That's a Storm Shadow mold, if I'm not mistaken. So it says Ken Masters Shotokan Karate Fighter. And then, of course, it says Capcom Street Fighter 2, official video game character, a real American hero, G.I. Joe. And you can see all of his accessories and stuff like that. And the card art looks really nice. And it shows the red gi with the black belt on there. Actually, it doesn't show the black belt that much. And it says... Capcom Street Fighter 2 World Warriors Tournament is underway. The best of the best, meanest of the mean, battle and the greatest martial arts conflict ever. The title world's toughest fighter is at stake. And then Ken Masters, it says date of birth 2/14/1965, height 6, weight 205 pounds, blood type B, nationality American, fighting style Shotokan, karate, alignment good. It says, attack me if you dare, I will crush you. A discipline of the Shotokan School of Karate. Ken Masters is a martial athlete. Unfortunately, his natural fighting skill has fueled his giant ego, and he is constantly reminded his opponents that he is the greatest fighter of all time. For the past year, he has let his skills deteriorate and has spent most of the time on the beach with his girlfriend. Only a challenge from his old training partner, Ryu, has rekindled his fighting spirit. Brash and arrogant, Ken Masters loves to show off during a fight after knocking his opponent senseless with his fireball. He loves to stand over his opponents and laugh at them. His awesome attack moves include Dragon Punch, Hurricane Kick, 2-in-1 fireball combo, helicopter combo, shoulder throw, axe kick, standing uppercut, and foot sweep. And then it shows the standard uppercut there on the two little diagram there of his martial arts skills. And so that is Ken Masters there. And then he came with a red fireball. He came with fireball, and he also has the hands inside, which when I did these reviews initially, I don't know if I ever pointed those hands out when I did these and opened up, and it's like a multi-layer fireball. So there's a lighter fire there and a darker fire there. It looks really, really cool, I must say. So there's his weapon, and then he has another head as well, a Grimace head. And I love these face prints. They look really close to the animation and video game likenesses of these characters. So that's his head. And then he also came with a set of additional hands there. There. And he has the same articulation points as Ryu, the butterfly shoulders, the double pin elbows, double pin knees, the foot rocker, the wrist articulation there, the thigh and the calf articulations, the crotch, the ab crunch, the head articulation. So he's got all the same articulation points as Ryu. They're pretty much the same. Hey, Lenny Honda, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it. So now we're going to go on to M. Bison, which M. Bison stands for Master Bison. And it used to be they were going to use this for a character they were going to create called Mike Bison, which was supposed to be a play on Mike Tyson because of the name Tyson Bison. But then they changed that Mike Bison character to Balrog because it was too close and they didn't want a possible copyright infringement lawsuit from that character. So they ended up calling him M. Bison, and that stands for Master Bison. So a little bit of the history of M. Bison's name. Includes nine accessories, and it has the flaming torpedo launcher chute. So it has this launcher there with the torpedo. It says M. Bison Grand Master, Capcom Street Fighter II official video game character. Then on the opposite side, we have, again, the file card, and Capcom Street Fighter II World Warrior Tournament is underway. The best of the best, meanest of the mean, battle on the greatest martial arts conflict ever. The title of World's Toughest Fighter is at stake. And that was what was created by Shadow Law or Shadow Lu, depending upon who you talk to try to defeat their adversaries in one tournament instead of doing a whole war with them like they did in the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. They changed it. What a beautiful card on that nice. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Gunpowder. I used to dominate with Bison. Used to dominate with Bison. Oh, very cool. Going to be uploading another toy hunt from this past weekend after the show, Dave. Targets, Walmarts, and Ross of Rom in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, okay. Very cool. I hope you have better luck this time, 610 Yojo Daddy. I watched that. It was an interesting video. And I've done a couple of those searches myself, but I've been very unlucky myself. Just to know a lot of the normal stuff that you see every day. I bought some Star Wars figures, actually. I bought 4 new Star Wars figures, 2 Black Series items, and um, uh, uh, vintage packaged card items as well. And so let's get into M. Bison. It says date of birth unknown, height 5'11, weight 254 pounds, blood type 0, nationality unknown, fighting style unknown, alignment evil. It says anyone who opposes me will be destroyed. Never has a man been more cloaked in secrecy than M. Bison. Ever since he emerged to lead the international criminal organization Shadowloo, the world has been awed by the incredible power at his command. Seen as the master of evil, Bison rules over his empire with an iron fist, preferring to let his underlings do most of the dirty work. Bison only unleashed his powerful psychic ability when absolutely necessary. Unmatched in his power and agility, M. Bison reigned supreme as the greatest street fighter in the world. He had some genetic manipulation that allowed him to conjure up the energies, the evil energies of the world. So that's where he gets his power from. Awesome attack moves include the head stomp, flaming torpedo, body throw, sliding foot sweep, scissor knee, torpedo counter, 4-hit combo, 7-hit Redizo combo, armored shoulder pads, and commander's cap. And then it shows a little bit of his sliding foot sweep action in the video game there. You can see those 2 little photos there. It shows his action. And so that is Shadowloo's card. Very cool looking card there. Let's see. Lenny Honda, M. Bison, to me, it was a Tuesday. Oh yeah. You fought with someone else? 610. I did pick up that die cast Joe set you recommended. The old lady picked them up for $15. Yeah, Gunpowder Nitro. Yeah, those are really cool. Those are also done by Jada. They did the 15 figure set. 30 figure set. There was also 3 vehicles. There was a Hiss tank with Destro, a Vamp with Duke, and a Stinger with Cobra Commander. So those are really fun. If you guys can find those in the wild. Amazon has the Hiss tank, I believe. But the rest you could probably find in the wild at Targets and Walmarts and Rosses and so on. Awesome Gunpowder. Definitely a fun little set. Was crazy to see it back at Ross after 2 years. Yeah, there was a lot of them that were left over from Walmarts and places. So I'm guessing maybe Walmart sent it there. Who knows? All right. So then we have, I believe this. Oh no, I have Shadowloo's. Not Shadow, M. Bison's energy blast on him already. So there's his energy blast, and he has a really nice flexible cape. And I hope this is the technology that they use for the Destro's Iron Grenadiers cape, so you can like sculpt it and move it around and do a lot of different things with it. So it has a lot of really cool aesthetics to it. And it's very stiff, so you can make it do a lot of other stuff. And he has a lot of armaments with him. He has these knee pads and leg gauntlets, and he has the arm gauntlets there and the shoulder pad gauntlets as well that connect to the cape. And then he has his hat with that Shadowloo insignia on there. And a little bitty Shadowloo thing on his belt there. So there's a really, it looks just like the video game, has the blue and the red, and has some black and silver details and little gold details with like the attachments to the cape and the belt buckle and the symbol on his hat for the Shadowloo. And then you can see that evil grimace on his face there. So he looks really, really cool. So let's see. We're going to try to put him here. He does not stand very well with this stand because he's too heavy. So I keep trying to push him forward, but he keeps falling off of his stand. So we'll leave him there. Hopefully that'll work. Nope, he fell over. So I'll have to put him back up because he has like these little pads on his feet, and it keeps the figure from going all the ways in. So it's hard for him to stand. So there's one, there's two. There. Hopefully that'll hold there for a little while. We'll put Ken and Ryu back up. They got knocked down. All right, and then so he has additional shoulder blades that come with him. These additional shoulder gauntlets that you can put on him without the cape. So you can have him with the cape or without the cape and do both of those actions. Or both of those fighting styles, I guess you could call it. Let's see. Then he has another head, a more of a grimacy head, similar to Ryu and Ken, with that more grimace look on his face. Then he has some additional hands as well, some fighting hands that have a little bit of open palm grips on them. So he comes with those as well. And then, of course, he has his fireball and he has his cape. Knocked his head off. There. So that is all the parts for M. Bison. And so now we're going to go on to Chun-Li. So Chun-Li, let's see. Chun-Li is she has includes 8 accessories and also a spring action whirlwind kick martial art action on her. And I believe this is the Scarlet. I believe the Ninja Force Scarlet mold that they used for Chun-Li on this as well. And Capcom Street Fighter 2 official video game character Chun-Li Kung Fu Fighter. So there you go. Really cool looking yellow and green and white teal deco for her. And then there's her card there. And then it says again, Capcom Street Fighter 2 World Warriors Tournament is underway. The best of the best, meanest of the mean, battle in the greatest martial arts conflict ever. The title of World's Toughest Fighter is at stake. And then it says Chun-Li, date of birth 3/1/1968, height 5'8", weight she won't tell, blood type A, nationality Chinese, fighting style kung fu, alignment good. I'm the strangest woman in the world. No, I'm the strongest woman in the world. Unlike many of the other contestants, Chun-Li has not entered the tournament for personal glory. Instead, she has been secretly tracking the movements of an international smuggling operation known as Shadowloo. The trail has led her to the tournament, and she now believes that one of the Grand Masters may have been responsible for the disappearance of her father. Stunned by her good looks, opponents often underestimate Chun-Li's ability and find themselves flattened by a few well-placed kicks. Chun-Li's quest for justice guides her life, but at her heart, she is still a young girl who yearns to live a normal life. Awesome attack moves include triple hit combo, whirlwind kick, roundhouse lightning kick, head stop, wall spring, chest flip kick, flipping neck breaker, foot sweep, world warrior armor, ceremonial hair wear. Uh, Interesting. And then it says double hit combo is her fighting uh, style on the package here with these two little things here. There you go. For Chun-Li. Let's see. So then we have Chun-Li. And she's really a nice figure. There's a lot of beautiful stuff. There's her skirt that's very flexible and moves. She has that ceremony headgear that they were talking about. She got the blades on her wrists there with those wrist bracelets. She's got the yellow and blue design on the very first Chun-Li with the red pants and the white boots. She's got a lot of ornate deco around there with all that yellow, and she's got a really cool face sculpt as well. She looks really, really nice. I think they did a really good job with her. And so we'll put her, I guess we'll put her over here. And she comes with an additional head, a yelling head, like all the other ones, that grimacing face head there. Put that there. Then she has two additional hands. There. And then she has a really cool blast effect. This really cool blast effect. So when you the cool thing about this figure is you can turn her upside down, right? And she can balance on her hands and stuff like that. And she can do the twist there on her waist. She has that ab crunch that she allows that you can do the twist, and you can put this blast effect on her legs, and it'll look like she's doing that kick with the blast effect, and it stands. It actually does that. Try to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but it does work. It does stand where she can do that twist kick with this figure. These figures are extremely flexible, and there's a lot of movement with them. She also has the butterfly shoulders. She has the double pin elbows, the double pin legs. She's got the foot rocker. She has the ankle, the extra ankle articulation. She's got the thigh, the calf. She's got the ab crunch, and an additional like twisty articulation at the waist there with the crotch and the legs articulation. She's got the wrist articulation. She has the head articulation as well. So she can do a lot of really cool kicks and stuff like that based on the video game Upside Down, which I think is just phenomenal that Jada included that the ability to do that with her. And a lot of the other characters also can do a lot of flexible kicks and movements with their figures. Hey, dude stuff. Thanks for joining us. Hello, everyone. When I played Street Fighter 2, Sagat was tougher for me to beat than M. Bison. Okay. That's pretty good, because that is the one character that Ryu has to defeat in the world tournament at the end. So that was his adversary, was Sagat. And when he punched him in the thing, he created that scar, right, in his chest. Am I getting that wrong? Is that the right character, Sagat? Yeah, it was Sagat. That was the guy that has the scar in his chest, and he punches him in the jaw, and he creates that scar in his chest. So when you get that figure, that's the reason, that's the history behind how he got that scar on his chest, because he was punched by Ryu so hard that he created that scar there. What's up, Super Dave? Yo, Joe, Daddy. Dude stuff. Sorry, he wasn't talking to me. How's it going, Joe? There you go. So he No, then we go to Fei Long. Now they did not do a vintage figure of Fei Long. He was going to be in Wave 2 of Street Fighter. So Wave 2 was going to include a Fei Long figure. And I don't have the, I'll have to find some information on that. But there are pictures of his figure, and there is a whole thing on 3D Joe's by Carson Carson Metaxas that shows the unproduced Street Fighter 2 figures for Wave 2, and Fei Long was one of those figures. I'm going to try and get some pictures of them so I can show them. I should have got the Fei Long one already, but I didn't think about it at the time, so I didn't have his. He never had a vintage figure, but there was plans to do one in Wave 2 for all the characters that we never got in Wave 2. So Fei Long, he has the cool like Japanese Oriental martial arts shoes. There you can see there he's got the gi, the martial art pants and stuff like that. But he's shirtless character. You can see that grimace on his face there. Looks really, really cool there. But he's serious. He's all business as well. So then he came with a extra head. Not much difference in this head than the other head. A little bit of an open mouth there. Kind of a little bit more serious there with Fei Long. Then he comes with 2 additional hands that are kind of like a martial arts type design, where they're showing the hands like this, like that, kind of like that. 2 of them. And he has all the normal articulation points that the other figures have. The butterflied shoulders, the double pin elbows, double pin knees, the foot rocker, the thigh and calf articulation, the crotch leg articulation, the ab crunch, the head articulation, the wrist articulation. So he's got all the same ones, but then he comes with this really cool fire kicking element where he can put his leg inside there, and it fires this fireball at his opponents, which is really cool that they came with all these different cool accessories, all these Street Fighter figures so far. So that is the first 5 figures that I've unlocked and got out for you guys that I've already showcased in several other videos, special videos. So we're going to, in the future, we're going to do new characters that I have not reviewed yet. And we'll talk more about the continuity and the history of the characters and different details of the characters. I'll try to get pictures of that Fei Long figure that they made and showcase that. So then you guys can see that and some of the other characters that were never released. Because I think if you look at the back of the package, all the characters that were released are those 12 there. And I think we have more characters that came out that haven't ever been released. Dave, you got a extra 131 Storm Shadow? I don't think I have an extra because that was when I was stopping getting multiples, triples, and quadruples. I stopped somewhere around 80, the mid 80s, getting triples and quadruples because it just got too expensive. I did get a couple odds and ends here, triples, like I got a Nemesis Enforcer triple, I got a Techno Viper triple, I've got trying to think. Cobra Commander, Armored Cobra Commander, triple. I've gotten a couple of things here and there that I have triples of, but I'd have to go in and look to make sure. If you want, contact me through Messenger, and I will give you a list of everything that I have a triple of or a quadruple of. And then if it's something that you're interested in, I don't know 100% if I have that Storm Shadow. I'm pretty sure I don't. But sorry about that, Gunpowder Nitro. So hopefully we will see Blanca, Guile, Edmund Honda, Dalsim, Zangief, Vega, Balrog, and Zagat will be all figures that we will be reviewing in the future. And some of the ones that did not get figures for Wave 2. I think there's a DJ, there's the Indian character, Chief something or other. Then there was Fei Long, and then there might have been Cammy also had a figure in Wave 2. So all those figures never got released. I wish they had. Then we would have had a complete Wave 1 of Street Fighter 2, all the major characters. But it's just the way it goes. And there's a video. In fact, there's a history video. If you guys want to go and watch Articulated Points, Patrick Stewart and Phil Donaldson, their Articulated Points series, they do an episode every month. They go over those missing Street Fighter figures, the history of Street Fighter's missing line. So you can go and watch all those figures and the history of what happened with those figures, why they didn't get produced, and who they were based on, and stuff like that in Articulated Points episode this week. So look for that video. I should have put a link in this, but I didn't think about it till just now. Nothing to be sorry about, but I appreciate it. Hey, no problem. So yeah, I have more of the Capcom Hasbro G.I. Joe figures to go through, and a lot more Street Fighter from Jada, and some more histories of the characters and deep dives into each of these, and maybe some other comic books and some other fun stuff along the way. We can talk about the movies, the animated series, the upcoming movie. So we have a lot to go in this series of Street Fighter Tuesdays. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode and learned something from this, and hopefully I'll be giving you more information to learn from Street Fighter in the future in our next episode. And so these episodes will only be on Tuesdays, so there'll be Street Fighter Tuesdays every week, as much as possible. So I've got enough content to do at least 20 episodes or so it's going to take a little while. So one of the fun things I wanted to talk about as well is my convention, the Senflo Joe Show. And one of the designers of the G.I. Joe line from 1987 to 1999, Mark Pennington, is going to be our primary guest. We've been trying to get several other Hasbro guests to the show, but we have not locked them down yet, so I cannot announce those. But we are going to have Strike Force Alpha creator and designer Matt LaCroix, and he is going to have an exclusive, one-of-a-kind O-ring style action figure that will be exclusive to the Senflo Joe Show, based on a character from the 70s, and that is Bruce Lee. And they did a comic book based on Bruce Lee, also through Malibu. So maybe I'll talk about that a little bit in the Street Fighter series as well. And maybe this Street Fighter series will roll into Mortal Kombat as well, since there was also a Hasbro line of Mortal Kombat, and they're doing the Mortal Kombat classic figures. So this series could go for quite a while, this martial arts type series. So what was I saying? Oh, and then Adam Rich's package designer, comic book artist, is going to also be there. Another comic book artist, Jason Mark Sobel, will be there. author Roger Taft from After Action Report will be there. Hawk Saunders, the head of Rising Sun Comics, will also be there. And then we will have the costume organization, the G.I. Joe costume organization, the finest, so you can wear your best G.I. Joe costumes at the event as well. And then there will be tons of vintage toys, vintage comics, vintage memorabilia, whatever, also that you can purchase and add to your collections at pretty reasonable prices, I might add. I'm going to have a booth, and I'll be selling a lot of my duplicate stuff as well. And Joe Fest will have a booth, so you can talk to Ed Schumacher about Joe Fest there. And so I think that is it. So our next G.I. Joe review will be a brand new character that has never been in the G.I. Joe realm before, and it is a Cobra character. So look forward to that video. That'll be next. What else is going on? I think that's everything that's going on. Oh, there's a little bit of information about Classified that I wanted to give you guys. It turns out it looks like the Snake Eyes with the Varmint and the Stealth Viper with the 788 Trouble Bubble will be going up sometime in March. So along with the Walmart Night Creeper, Dire Tech Night Creeper Walmart exclusive will also be going up sometime March 12th. Around that time, the 2-pack of the Snake Eyes with the Varmint and the Stealth Viper with the 788 Trouble Bubble will be going up around that time as well. And the price point is probably going to be somewhere around $100 for that, because you're dealing with two $40 vehicles, and you're also dealing with two figures. So you gotta be realistic about what the cost is going to be. It'll be somewhere in the $100 range. Just to give you guys a little bit of a warning on that. So it may be something you might want to wait on and look for it at stores and stuff like that. If it's something you don't want to pre-order, I'll be pre-ordering mine, obviously. But thank you everybody in the chat for joining me today on this inaugural Street Fighter Tuesday episode. I thank you guys for also joining me in the after the fact on the replay crew. All that helps the algorithm, and it helps this channel grow. We're very close to the 250 mark, so I'm going to get somebody in the chat, possibly 610 Yojo Daddy, to join me on another special episode, probably on a Monday night, going in to that 250th episode, special episode. And we'll probably be covering the top 10 creepiest, crawliest, gruesomest G.I. Joe items that have ever existed for in our fandom and what we love of those creepy crawlies. So Gunpowder Nitro, later y'all. Thanks a lot, Gunpowder Nitro. We'll talk to you later. So thank you everybody. And I don't know what to do. What's a good call sign for Street Fighter? You guys have any good call signs for Street Fighter that I can use for this video? I never ordered Walmart for their exclusives. Canceled them 3 years in a row on me. I just do Pulse. Yeah. So Pulse is always going to have a limited quantity. So if you can get it from Pulse, by all means, try to. I'm going to do the exact same thing, Bobby World, but we'll see how it goes. Do you guys know a good call sign for Street Fighter that I could use at the end of these Street Fighter Tuesdays videos? I can do Shadow Lu, or I can do like some sort of martial arts expression by Ryu or Ken or something like that. Let me know, and then we'll try to use it in the future. In one of these videos in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into Street Fighter 2, and I hope you join me every week for more deep dives and information, because I got a lot of figures to unpack and check out, and a lot of information for Street Fighter leading up to the movies and stuff like that. So thank you guys for joining me, and I guess we'll just go with Street Fighter rules. Thank you very much.